Hi everyone, welcome to A Godly Home. I will not be having Testimony Thursday this week because of Thanksgiving, so I thought I'd give you guys a little bonus video, and this is on a frugal topic. This topic was suggested by one of my subscribers, and today's topic is top 10 budgeting tips. Now, I know some of you guys really enjoy my frugal videos, and you're probably wondering why I don't do more of those, or why I started off doing mostly those and not so much. Here's why. We are debt-free. We can survive if need be on probably less than about anybody. But we are only debt-free, and we only have this knowledge that has helped us along the way through the grace of God. So when I started praying about what I should do with my channel, the problem was that I saw some channels that started off being frugal and being good channels, and they became very arrogant, and they became very nasty to their viewers. And everybody's at a different learning level on this. Some people may not have been raised in homes where the parents managed their money at all. So that really bothered me. And I felt like when I was praying about it, God said to me, don't ever do any video that seems like you know more than somebody else. And I thought, wow, okay, maybe I shouldn't be doing the frugal topics. But this was asked by a subscriber. They asked me for help. So of course, I'm here to help anybody. If you have a frugal topic you want me to cover, and you sincerely want me to help, just let me know at any time, and I will absolutely do a video. I just don't want my channel to be based on that type of a thing. I'd rather kind of live my life before you guys, and I'm frugal by nature, and you kind of pick up what you pick up along the way. But I do understand that isn't always as helpful as what you need. So here we go. All of that being said, I'm going to be looking at my notes because I did take some time to really think about this, and I want to make sure I get everything out the way that I want to. Okay, number one, I think the first tip I have is to pick a budgeting method and stick to it. It doesn't do any good in the world to sit down and to do this lengthy budget if you don't use it, or if it's not user-friendly, if it takes too much time. I know that there are people out there who sincerely have a very detailed budget and they follow it closely and it works for them. And there are a certain type of person that is able to do that. They write down every expense they have, everything detailed. But for most of us, that's not going to work for us. So whatever you pick, it needs to be something that you know for yourself is going to work and you're actually going to use it. Now, I think the percentage method is the most effective out of all of the methods, but it's very time consuming because you've got to figure out what percent is going to cover your monthly bills in each category. Then if your income is fluctuating, you've got to figure every week the percent that goes into each category. Then you got to figure out where you're going to stash all of that money to be accessible for each category so that you're not accidentally spending out of the wrong category. So it's effective, but it may not work for you. If you want me to talk more on some very simple techniques that I've used throughout the years in another video, leave me a comment and I can do that. But basically, what you need to make sure is that you are not spending more than you're bringing in. And the best way you can start with that is add up your regular monthly expenses and add up your income and see where you're at with that. Some people will find their regular monthly expenses are more than their income, and that doesn't account for anything else. So that's a first thing. My mother used a method when I was growing up that was so simple, and I think it would work well for a lot of people. And again, it would be a method that I think would be easy to stick with. And what she would do is she would allow herself so much cash in her wallet for the week. And that cash had to do for everything that wasn't a bill that she was going to be writing a check for out of the checking account. So groceries, gas, hygiene, haircuts, if you need a gift for somebody, gas for your vehicle, whatever. It all had to come from that unless it was a bill. So what did that mean? Well, it gave some flexibility. If she was going to eat out and she used some money out of that for eating out, she was going to have to spend less at the grocery store. If I came to her as a teen and said, can I have money to go to the movies? That left less for something else. And she only had the cash that she put out for each week. That really helped to get spending under control because she only had what she had. And the reason why I like that system, I think she's genius to have come up with this, is there's weeks that you need more at the grocery store. There's weeks that you were invited to a gathering at church and you need a potluck dish or this or that or whatever. Or maybe one week you only need your car to go to the post office one day. So you don't need to gas it all the way up, but you could use that money somewhere else. You get the idea. It's a very simple system. So whatever you pick, tip 1 is pick a method that you can stick with. Tip 2, no credit cards. Have a usable savings account instead. Now, if you've already got credit cards, you got to get those paid off and have a savings account that you can use from instead of using your credit cards. Number 3, know the times of year that you spend more money, like holidays, birthdays. You know when you spend the most money. Maybe you spend more in the summer than the winter, but know the times that you spend more money. Sorry. We'll just give her a minute. Know the times that you spend more money and spend as little as possible the other times of the year. You don't want to be spending money that you don't need to spend in the middle of January when you know you want to go out to eat for Valentine's Day. You don't want to be spending a whole bunch of extra money in June when you know that you want to do something special for the 4th of July. Okay, number 4, emergencies. Account for emergencies. You will have more emergencies than you could ever dream of, and you got to make sure that you have some money to take care of those emergencies. If you are currently a credit card user and you find yourself using it for everything, stop using it for everything. Use it just for emergencies. Try to get that paid off. Try to get some money into savings for emergencies. And there's so many, especially if you own your own home. It's just so many. Okay, number 5. Have little to no debt. I understand not everybody can start off without having debt. That's something that you really have to plan for a long time, or start right off when you're young, never getting loans. But always try to have as little debt as possible. If you can be debt free, it's better. And what do I mean about little debt? Like if you're getting a loan for a house and they say you're allowed to spend this amount, don't spend to the top of what they're telling you. Do not. Especially with a house. Like even if you go with a fixed interest rate, which never buy anything that's not. But even if you do, they're going to put your house taxes in on the loan and your insurance in on the loan. So like in the case of when real estate took a spike a few years back, people's house payments went way up because their house became so much more valuable, which set their house taxes higher and it set their insurance higher. And it's made it hard for people to pay their house loans. You want to keep your loans as small as possible. Okay, number 6. Watch your small spending habits. I think this is one that catches a lot of people up, because what happens is it's only $1, it's only 50 cents, it's only $2. This name brand at the grocery store is only 50 cents more. That adds up so fast. Like you would be so amazed how fast that adds up. And I was thinking like yard sales, Dollar Tree, thrift stores. These are places where that can happen really super easy, because you go to those places to try to be frugal, but then you end up, well, it's only, and when you go to check out, you're shocked with what it adds up to. Coffee. I know some people drink specialty coffees and stuff like that, and I don't. But when I leave home, I usually have a reusable cup like this full of cold water from my tap, and I usually have one with hot coffee. I did get caught buying a small hot coffee with cream at a gas station about a month ago. We were traveling up to my grandmother's, and I left the house and I had so much going up with me that day. I forgot my cup of coffee, and my husband stopped off the interstate. Oh my goodness. Oh, I'm telling you, off the interstate. And when I went in to get my cup of coffee, it had been so many years since I stopped for a coffee. I couldn't figure out how to get the coffee out of the coffee machine. But you think about how much I've saved all those years that I haven't pulled off the road for coffee. Next, number 7. We did weekly allowances for the family members. And what that did is it made each one of us feel like we had some spending money, but nobody was overspending. It was figured in, and if we wanted something, we had to save for it. And that has worked out fantastic. Nobody is overspending into other areas of the budget. Nobody is seeing something they want and spending way too much for it that week. I love that one. That's one of my favorite things, and it keeps so much peace in your family that way. Number 8, plan for layoffs, less hours at work, and sicknesses that might keep you out of work. What does this look like for us? We've had a lot of layoffs, less hours, and sicknesses. We figure our budget on the lowest amount of money my husband's paycheck might be. If it's more, it goes right into the bank. If you get a raise, add it to your savings. You've been living without it, don't spend it. If you get a bonus, add it to your savings. Don't spend everything you've got all the time, because there's going to be those times you have less and you're going to need that money that was extra. Number 9, keeping the electricity costs down. And I don't have town water, but like if you had town water, that would be just as important, I would think. What do we do to keep our electricity costs down? We don't use the dryer unless we have to. We will hang clothes outside on the clothesline. We wash in cool water instead of warm water. Shut the lights out. You guys know there's just so many things you can do. Use a toaster oven instead of the big oven if you don't have a whole oven full. Really think about your electricity and how you can keep that down, or your water bill, how you can keep that down. You don't want to be spending a ton of money on that stuff. Number 10, maintain your things that you own before they require a whole lot of money. And along with this, never pay someone to do what you can figure out how to do yourself. It will amaze you how many things you can actually figure out how to do yourself. And some people say, well, I'm going to pay somebody because I want it done right. Now, I have never really done anything myself that's turned out perfect, but everybody I've talked to recently that's tried to hire stuff done, it has not turned out perfect either. And they might have remortgaged their house to pay for the work to be done professionally, and it's not perfect. They might have emptied out their savings to pay for the work to be done professionally, and it's not done perfect. At the end, they have the same amount of imperfections as what we tried to figure out and do on our own, and we could do it for just a tiny, tiny cost versus a huge cost. Okay, guys, that is all I have to say. It's a lot of information. I hope this helps somebody. Leave me comments. Let me know if there's anything frugal you want me to cover for a topic. Let me know if this helped you. Just leave me comments on this one. I hope everybody has a good Thanksgiving. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.